As the owner and writer of an Indigenous newspaper, Trevor Greyeyes reports a lot on the issue of cultural appropriation and sees its consequences every day.
If people ask, well, why can't, Indigenous people take a joke? Yeah, we can take a joke, but at the same time, too, we're standing up for ourselves.
It all started last week with this editorial in a writing magazine challenging the notion of cultural appropriation, sarcastically suggesting a writing prize for it. Then Ken White, a former Rogers media executive, tweeted he'd fund it, as did other high-profile media personalities and executives, including Alison Uncles at Maclean's, and at the CBC, the National's managing editor, Steve Laterante.
The most disappointing thing is that it's the people who are in power who think that somehow this is a joke. I know for them it comes down to, I should have freedom of speech, But this is not what's at issue here. What's at issue is how much the Indigenous voice has always been denied in the past.
Indigenous artists and writers called it out. Apologies came quickly. Laterante tweeted out an apology calling the idea of a prize stupid. CBC declined interview requests, but his boss spoke about it at a scheduled town hall with employees.
These moments serve to reinforce our commitment to diversity and inclusion.
We get apologies all the time as Indigenous people, all the time, and nothing really changes.
Author and Indigenous Studies professor Nagon Sinclair says it's not about policing what people write. It's about media control.
Frankly, it's disgusting. Every Canadian should be disgusted by the attitude of those who are in the power of making decisions for those, what we see on the television, what we see in print. And if those people treat Indigenous people like this when they're simply bringing up an issue, what are they really doing when they're making news selections?
If you're coming from a community with a lot of power to shape the lives and representations of marginalized communities, there are responsibilities.
Meanwhile, Greyeyes says simply writing about Indigenous issues doesn't constitute appropriation. It's when Indigenous people are silenced.
What I sincerely hope is that, people take the Indigenous voice seriously.
As for the original editorial suggesting the prize, the writer has apologized and last week stepped down from his position as editor. Today, he added he hopes that this incident pushes more Canadians to have conversations about race, culture, voice, and power. Cameron McIntosh, CBC News, Winnipeg.